What's up, guys? Today we're going to be covering everything new coming to Realm Royale Reforged, as well as everything being removed from the game and left behind in the past. With the time we've had to play the PTS, we've seen a ton of new content. So whether you're an OG player returning to the realm, a brand new player just discovering the game, or a super sweaty pub stomper that never left, there's something in this video for you. We're not going to get into specific balance changes or numbers in this video, but Hi-Rez has been awesome enough to compile a list of just about every stat on every weapon and ability in the game. So I'll have that link down below if you want to check that out. All right, let's get into it. First off, let's cover what's leaving the game. For starters, each class is losing a class weapon. Shredder, hammers, arbalist, and bolt staff are all gone. This leaves each class with 2 class weapons, making them much easier to balance against each other and potentially even leave room to introduce new classes in the future. There's also a few movement abilities being removed. Hidden, Withdraw, and Ghost Walk are all gone. The other 4 abilities leaving the game are Soul Gust, Skull of Chaos, Healing Shout, and the one everyone should be up in arms about, Shielding Potion. Additionally, with the introduction of armor, runes are removed. And finally, they aren't technically an item, but talents can affect the game even more than runes do, and they're gone as well. That about covers what's being removed from the game. Now let's get into the fun part, the new stuff coming to Realm Royale Reforged. Each class got a new ability, and I feel like we have to start with the literal game changer, the Grapple hook. Hunter finally gets a vertical movement ability, and it just might be the best one in the game. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it can be really strong. You can cover some insane distances, both vertically and horizontally, especially whenever you pair it with double and even triple movement. More on that later. The assassin's new ability, Decoy, might seem a little underwhelming at first, but once you get some practice with it, you can really make some insane plays. When you cast it, you turn invisible, gain movement speed so you can get away, and you leave behind a clone of yourself. The decoy can fire at the enemy, confusing them and allowing you to escape or line up a shot from the shadows. The decoy itself only does 50 damage per shot, so don't expect to use it like a turret or anything, but it's one of my favorite abilities in Realm Reforged. Replacing the warrior's healing shout is a brand new ability in Rage. You cast it similar to the warrior shouts we're already accustomed to. Now you enter into a frenzy, gaining attack speed, lifesteal, and a small amount of damage. It's not nearly as tanky as the healing shout with the inspire talent that players are used to, but it fits the warrior theme much better and definitely still packs a punch. The mage's new ability is actually a reintroduction of an old fan favorite, Fireball. It's not the super overpowered spammy fireball of the past, but unless they change something, it's the highest damage ability of its type in the entire game. It can definitely sting, especially when paired with the next 2 items on the list. The mage's staffs are both reworks of existing weapons, but they're both significant changes from the past. The single shot weapon that was the ice staff has been reworked into the fire staff. It works basically the same as before, but now it shoots a fireball that explodes on impact, still dealing AoE damage. There's no slow on it anymore, but it's ruled the PTS as the mage's weapon of choice even without it. The mage's 3-shot burst weapon that we all knew and hated as the stone staff is now known as the ice staff. It receives the slow effect from the ice, and it has a really cool new animation associated with it. It's been nerfed from the overpowered monster that players are used to, and I feel like the element swap made both staffs feel better. While the warrior's axe is anything but a new weapon, it did receive a rework that makes it feel different enough to be included on this list. The days of the large wind-up animation and ability to easily hit axes at range are over. Now the axe works much more like it did in the OG days of Realm, with a short and snappy throwing animation and a slower, shorter range projectile. With rumors of a new, longer range warrior weapon in the works, the axe fills that role of the short range powerhouse that it is. That's it for the class weapons and abilities, but the neutral pool got a little love as well with 2 of my personal favorite additions. The new neutral ability, Lightfoot Potion, has some of the most utility in the game. You cast it by throwing it at the target, whether that's at your own feet or a teammate, and it grants additional movement speed and, most importantly, significantly increased jump height. With this ability, you and your teammates can jump into nearly every second floor window in the game without having to use that sacred movement ability. It's going to be a blast seeing what kind of insane plays people are able to make with this, especially with its ability to act as that sort of pseudo third movement ability that we were talking about earlier. Hunter players with Lightfoot Potion, Dodge Roll, and Grapple Hook will have some of the most mobility that Realm has ever seen. With With a sniper rifle now locked to assassin, that left a sniper rifle size hole left in a lot of players' kits who would now be lacking in longer range fights. Luckily, someone thought of that, and they added the new auto sniper. It's got a shorter zoom and a slower projectile than the assassin sniper, but it fits right into the meta. And for any sniper gods that want to challenge themselves, there's nothing stopping you from running both of the snipers for some high risk, high reward gameplay. Another huge change that Hi-Rez dropped on us was the return of armor in replacement of runes. Armor works a little bit different than it did in its first implementation, and it definitely works different than it does in other games, but don't worry, I've got you covered. I already have a video up covering armor in detail, and I'll make sure to have that link down below. One of the places you'll be getting that armor is that of a new type of chest that's in the game, the class chest. Class chests give you loot that's specifically targeted to your class, as well as armor pieces and potions. They're a great way to get the weapons and abilities you're looking for to play the class the way that you want to, and they're very strong early game for the loot and shards you can get quickly. The first patch hasn't given us much in the way of map updates, but one thing that people have been begging for was the return of a fan favorite from the past, the Underpass Forge. Now the giant mountain on the map once again has a purpose, housing the only forge in the game that you can set while on your mount, as well as a ton of chests to give you shards to do it. That wraps up the list of the new things coming to Realm Royale Reforged. If you guys have any questions about any of the new items coming to Realm, I'm live just about every day over on Twitch, so feel free to stop by and I'll answer any questions you guys have. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on stream. Peace.